Hello fellow simmers, it's Samuel Beeman of BLS here, and welcome back to OpenRails, or MSTS as some of you look at it as. So I've got something very special to show you today. I recently picked this up from eBay and I was very lucky to obtain it, and that is the Keighley Worth Valley Railway add-on for MSTS, and I've managed to get it working with OpenRails and yeah, for you guys to enjoy. So today we're going to be doing another Santa Special scenario on the Keighley Worth Valley Railway add-on in the snow. Obviously it is still Christmas time, so it makes sense to do, you know, a Christmas based scenario, because, you know, snow is a symbol of Christmas after all. So we're driving 90733, which is an Austerity WD locomotive, from Keighley to Oxenhope on the Keighley Worth Valley. And so here we are at Keighley, and yeah, let's just sort of have a little look around, shall we, and have a look around at the loco. So the models themselves, the locomotive models that come with the route, I'm not gonna lie, some of them look very they don't look very good, let's put it that way. Compared to some of the other MSTS add-ons I've had in the past as a child, and just in general playing them, some of the locomotives, like model-wise and sound-wise, are not up to scratch compared to other add-ons for this game. And that is a real shame, and considering how rare this add-on is to obtain now, it is an absolute shame, because I was really quite looking forward to it, and it's just sad that some of the sounds aren't brilliant. But, I mean, you know, the station here at Keighley is easily recognisable, as we can see here. And this add-on actually comes with two routes, so it doesn't just come with the preserved edition of the Keighley Worth Valley, it also comes with a sort of 50s to 60s style route of Keighley, and we will cover that in another video. So yes, this is Keighley, as you see, instantly recognisable, certainly does give out a really nice representation of the main headquarters of the railway. And obviously, you know, the buildings and stuff obviously are not the best in the means of texturing. They do look a bit bland, but again guys, remember that this game came out in 2001, so it's not exactly going to be the best. Anyway, so let's get ourselves underway and put our reverser into forward gear, cylinder cocks open. So let's bring up the briefing. Take a Santa train up the line in seasonal weather. The line usually steams its most powerful loco for this turn. So newly restored XWD 90733 is restored today to haul the heavy train, assisted by 25059, which is on the rear of the train. Call only at Hallworth and Oxenhope. Okay, that's fine, we can do that. But yes, we have the class 25 on the rear, 25059, as you can see here. We will cover this locomotive in another video, and you will probably notice throughout this series of OpenRails and MSTS, I will cover routes more than once. So this probably won't be the first video of, well, first and only video of the Keighley Worth Valley Railway. So now that we've got ourselves into forward gear, we are now going to release our brake and get underway for the next station. I'll bring our HUD up so we can see what we're doing. So we've got our track monitor system there, we've got our switches, we don't need the switches, we've got our, there we go. So our next station is Hallworth, and we've got to be there at 12:08, so we best to depart now and get ourselves underway. Give her a toot on the whistle. So one of the really cool features about this add-on I have noticed is the cylinder cocks have their own sound. So as you can hear the steam blasting out the front of the locomotive, and this is something that a lot of MSTS add-ons don't have, so that is a good point and a good factor of this add-on, which works really well. We'll close the cylinder cocks now. now that we've got on the move. So this add-on isn't without its faults. I have noticed that there is one major issue with this, which I really do not like, and that is the speed limits. So as you can see, currently we are travelling at 7 miles per hour, but the limit is actually 80 miles an hour, which is completely inaccurate for the preserved time, because you wouldn't go 80 miles an hour along a preserved railway. It's actually against the law to do that, and the law states that you must go 25 and 25 only, and then around 10 miles an hour to 15 miles an hour in stations. So this is a major inaccuracy with the simulation, and you know, if I bought this back in the day of MSTS, I would be pretty annoyed at the fact that, you know, it is still set to mainline speeds. So we are struggling up here. Need to get some speed up. So the whistle on the locomotive is a looped whistle, so it depends, you know, how long you hold the space bar down, the longer it blasts. Although it's not the best looped whistle in the world, but at least it loops. And you can do little short bursts of the whistle as well if you choose. So the whistle is pretty good, and some of the sounds are pretty good as well on some of the locomotives, not all of them. As I say, there are some locos in this add-on which are very much debatable, sound-wise and look-wise. So, as you can see, I'm actually going 35 miles an hour here, and the sounds are pretty cool with the WD. WD is probably one of the better ones within this add-on. But the issue with, obviously, the speed limit being capped at 80 to 75 miles an hour on a preserved railway is your timetable basically goes to pot. So you cannot, like, if you want to drive this realistically, you cannot keep the time, which really sucks. You can hear the firemen shoveling the coal from the outside of the loco, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the sounds, I mean, they're good in some respects, but transitioning between the sounds and stuff I've noticed as well is a bit off. So it sounds like the loco is constantly wheel slipping, which is okay for weather like this on a snowy scenario, but for a standard daytime, you know, clear scenario with no weather, rails aren't wet, it could be seen as an issue. This is Ingro West, again easily recognisable. I'd say some of the stations and like the overall models of buildings and stuff are very much realistic. They do look true to life. See, technically we're supposed to be at Hullworth, like, literally a minute ago, and we're, like, nowhere near there yet. So you can see that the timetables, there is physically no way that you can keep the time in these scenarios, which is a shame. Interesting thing is, though, if you go on the Explore Route feature for the Keighley Worth Valley Preserved version, the limit is actually correct, but it seems in the scenarios they're actually wrong, and this is the issue. I do feel that a lot of this add-on was perhaps rushed, and there is certainly some bugs within the add-on which could have been resolved before its release. What I am going to do is I'm going to get a nice photograph, if I can. Let's get rid of the HUD. Oh, so many buttons. This is the thing, you've got so many key commands. It's unbelievable. So I want to get a nice photograph for... There we go. Oh! For the thumbnail. Here we've got the banker locomotive working, which, to be fair, the 25 really doesn't sound that bad. It sounds pretty hellfire. Right, let's get our HUD back up again. So this is the let me just go back and remember what the station is. So this is Danham's Halt, which, again, a recognisable location for anyone who really does know the Keighley Worth Valley. But yes, the overall scenery work that they've done on this add-on is very, very smart. You know, for its time, this was probably pretty good, scenery-wise. Notice there's not really any whistle boards on this line, which is a shame as well. I believe we're coming up to the next station, which is probably the most famous station on the line, Oakworth, the location of the railway children. Very cool. Well, let the crossings work. So does a oh my god, okay. I can see they've tried to simulate the bumpiness, you know, as the cars go over the rails, but it hasn't worked out very well on some of the cars, but hey ho. But yeah, so this is Oakworth, which, you know, very famous location, main filming spot for the railway children. Realise it's Tower. brakes are very effective on this. As you can see. Boom. The brakes are very, very effective on this. Or at least they work. Yeah, the coal shoveling on this can get a little bit irritating because it seems to be pretty much continuous and constant, which again can get a little bit annoying after a while. But yeah, this is Haworth or Hallworth, however you want to pronounce it, but I believe it's Haworth. We've got
Okay to proceed.
oh, don't you just love that old thing? Okay to proceed. Classic. Yeah, so we can now depart here. That's a quick loading time. Yes, that's Haworth Station, which again, the locations and things are easily recognisable. We've got a J94 there and a DMU, and a load of other wagons. Again, these all come with the route. They're all part of the pack. Yeah, so now we've got the right of way. We can depart the station for Oxenhope. I like how you can hear the 25 down the back there powering up as we leave. I think that's really cool. If he is firing, he should have his fire hole doors open. To be realistic. Okay, so we've established do not press Control F for the auto fireman because it glitches the train out. I mean for manual firing. Just wanted to see what would happen. And I've glitched the train out and now there's that very loud noise. What even is that noise? Blower? My other HUD. My boiler pressure is tanking. Too much coal. Blowing off, that's why it's making that noise. So my water in. Bring your sleigh to a halt as at the platform and allow your elves and pixies to disembark. And uncouple your reindeer and let them gallop into the hedge hunt. Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. Okay, that's a funny event. Pretty cool. Yeah, we are literally speeding towards good thing the brake is effective. Yeah, that noise is just ridiculously loud. All these HUDs. Right, so this is Oxenhope.
Okay to proceed.
Okay to proceed. So that means I've got to go into the head shunt now and uncouple. But yeah, again, it's not too bad. I mean, it's very old, it's very dated. Oh, finally we stopped blowing off. It's very old, very dated. So we can turn our water injector off now. I'm actually firing a steam engine. Oh my god, right. But yeah, for its time, this was probably pretty good. But as I say, it's not the best train sim add-on I've played for MSTS. Need to uncouple that there. Got all these HUDs, so many HUDs. Right, so now we've uncoupled from our coaching stock. We head over to the head shunt. And there we go. Activity has ended. So there we go, guys. So that was my first video on the MSTS add-on of the Keighley Worth Valley Railway. I hope you enjoyed this video, and well, let me know if you want to see any more OpenRails MSTS videos in the future. Leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I hope you've all had a great Christmas this year. And yeah, thank you for watching. This has been Samuel Beeman of BLS. Goodbye for now.